Yes, I'm just lucky soul. So I think I'm lucky. Oh, yes, I'm lucky. Oh, yeah. Hey everyone, this is Sky Juice coming to you live and direct from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. And I had posted, I guess it was last night, about the Moon Cup. And all of a sudden, I think because, Facebook is a public forum, a lot of women don't want to speak about their cycle on an open forum, on an open board. So of course I created another open forum where we can discuss it. But at least this way you're anonymous. I'm not. Um, I wanted to go over some things about it so that people can kind of hear it in my voice, because sometimes just typing so much it just becomes a lot. And people are asking the same questions over and over and over again. So this will be brief. I mean, unless you have questions that you want to share with me. So basically, what is a Moon Cup? The Moon Cup is a brand name, actually. Some people, there's another brand called Diva Cup. There's Lunette, Luna. There's different brands. There's tons of brands. I'm using the Moon Cup, so I call it Moon Cup. But basically, the technical term for it is a menstrual cup that is used to catch your cycle. And I personally think it is the best thing that I have experienced in regards to my cycle, because, well, it fixes a lot of problems that women have with their cycle. And I'm just going to name the what I've experienced, the joy that I've experienced with this, and why I think every woman should try it. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. I'm not saying that this is the answer to your problems or what have you, but I really think you should try it. Okay. So I've been hearing about this menstrual cup for a long time. I mean, I'm in the granola community, so I hear about a lot of, natural living things that I'm not going to necessarily jump into, because it was new to me. I've heard about this thing for more than 10 years. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around how you maneuver with a cup of blood inside of you. Like, how does that work? I couldn't wrap my mind. Like, it just does not compute. So finally, I was at what conference was it? It was a birthing conference. And they had vendors outside, and this girl had a few of them in packages, brand new, on her table. She was selling like women's things and stuff like that. And I just, went up and talked to her. I was like, I was curious about this, and I wanted to know, like, how does this work? Like, what's the deal? And she just raved about it. She sold it to me. She was like, you only need to buy one. And I think it was like $35. You can get them between 30, 40, between 25 and 40, depending on where or what or who's made it or what have you. But I paid 35. And she was a vendor, so she probably got it wholesaler. I don't know. But anyway, it is a silicone cup. It's about this big. I don't know if that's even valid to what you can see, but it's just a little cup. It's made out of silicone. It's flexible. You can squish it and everything. The first thing you do when you get it is you boil it, because you want to sanitize it completely. It comes in like a little pouch that you would put like jewelry in or whatever. And basically you take it. It's a cup and it's sealed at the bottom. You take it and then you like fold it in. Let me see if I can. This is not accurate. This is an iPad cover. But basically, imagine it was like around like this. It was a circle, right? So you basically fold it like that, right? But of course, really small. You just completely concave it and fold it like that. Of course, at this height. And then you put it in. And at first, when I was first putting it in, I would put coconut oil, just, you know, lubricate it, make it easy. But now I don't need that. I just, but you can use like coconut oil just to help you lubricate it if you need that and stuff like that. And when I was first using it, I did keep wearing pads because I just was not sure of like how this was going to work and if I was going to leak. Those are the big questions. Does it leak? The big questions are, does it leak? And how do you change it, especially when you're out in public? Okay. So, so when I first started using it, you know, the first month or two, maybe I would use pads still because I was scared. And I did have a few accidents, not a gush accident, but a few, you know, spotting, which I realized that the coconut oil didn't really help me. I think when it was just like not dry, but like you wash it, like every time you use it wet, I think I don't use coconut oil anymore, but I don't have any spotting, I don't even have, this might be too TMI, but I don't even have panty shields. I don't buy pads anymore. I couldn't help a friend if she came over because I don't have that anymore. The only thing I could do was tell her to order one of these. But anyway, so those are the two major questions, is leakage and how do you handle it in public. And then the third big question is touching your own blood. Okay. So I guess I'll answer that part first because you don't handle your blood. You're actually not handling it. There's no handling of blood. There's no spilling. There's no mess. It's not messy at all. It is so super clean. Basically, when you can leave it inside of your body from between 8 and 12 hours. And I would say 12 is pushing it, but that's probably because you're out on the road. I do not do this in a public restroom. I won't. I use a public restroom to go to the bathroom, and I, you know, keep it moving. I just keep that sucker in, because what happens is when it goes in you, the folded silicone cup pops open, and it creates like a suction. So when you go to open it, you gently press in a little bit so that it can release the suction, and then you pull it out. And then right there in the toilet while you're peeing, or right after you pee, you pour it into the toilet. My sink is right next to my toilet. Some people's, their sink is across from them. Whatever. Wherever your sink is in the bathroom, you rinse it. I rinse it in the sink. I don't use soap or anything because I feel like I'm putting it back. I just rinse it really good with hot water for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then refold it and put it back in, and then, you know, handle yourself. I don't use, like I said, I don't use public restrooms. I remember reading about this girl who, I felt the same way when I read it. It's like normally when a woman is on her cycle at night, you know, a lot of women, I stopped tampon wearing a long time ago. I just never was comfortable with that. But, you know, a lot of women wear these super huge maxi pads with wings. So unsexy, right? It's like we always have this unsexy time of the month. And I read about this girl who, she's like, with her MOONCUP, she could be naked in the bed with her cycle, and that has never in her life been a reality for her. Not that she's necessarily having sex, but that's a whole nother conversation. But your husband or your man or whatever doesn't have to be like, the ick factor is just the fact that you have this pad on and you got your underwear on and you got all this stuff on you because you're under guard and under armor. But then I know some people who, they don't even sleep in the bed with their man when they have their cycle. So that's a whole nother conversation. But for those who do, I do, you could still be naked and touchy and whatever, you know, body wise, and have your cycle. And I think that's a nice thing because you're not like losing days, right? What else? So since I've been wearing it, and since I've kind of got the feel of just like putting it in and knowing that it's secure, no leakage, no leaking whatsoever. Now, some women ask about heavy cycles. Now, the heavy cycle conversation is not really even a menstrual thing. I think I had mentioned that on the page. It's not really a menstrual thing more so than it's a dietary lifestyle thing. And what I say that, I mean that, so this is how I break it down. I have a friend who she says she has this heavy menstrual period and what should she do? Now, think of basically just use common sense and what is actually happening when you have your cycle. Right before it actually sheds, which is called the period, like what, a week before, don't quote me on the days and times, but during that cycle, a womb, or like a little bloody sheathy womb, is created in your womb. That is like a little tent that is being created to catch a sperm, the one who wins. The egg is sitting in there on the side of the tent, floating, and a one guy gets in and gets up into that tent, and he's the winner. Every single month this happens. Now, if the guys didn't, if they didn't meet the tent, or if the tent didn't happen, you know, the tent usually happens if you're healthy. If the sperm doesn't get all the way up in there, or if that sex didn't happen, or whatever the case is, in other words, if pregnancy didn't happen every single month, if pregnancy didn't happen, the whole session is shut down and the tent is released, right? Now, that process of releasing should not be a gallon of blood coming out of you, literally. It should be like a few ounces of blood. Like, you shouldn't, that area should be cleansing itself, and that's it. But some women have, not only are they bleeding to death, right? Maybe not to death, because, you know, people take words. They're bleeding too much. They're also have like hormonal and bitchiness, and they call it mood swings and cramps. Oh my God. The pain, the cramps and the backache and the feeling and the bloating and all that stuff really is not your period. That is not what is going on. That is a bunch of hormonal, toxic, dietary, toxic drama that you're going through. And I used to experience it. And this is just a good plug for vegetarianism, because as soon as I released meat from my life, I no longer had anything like that. I don't have, first of all, my cycle dropped from 7 days to 3.5, maybe 4 sometimes, you know, just depends if I've been eating junk. But literally, the first day it starts, the second day is like what they call the heavy day. It's like really what comes out, comes out. The third day, it's slowing down, like it's the end, and maybe a few speckles on the 3.5 to 4th day. And that's it. There's no more 5 days. I don't even have cramps. I don't know it's coming. I honestly don't know it's coming, because I don't have a cycle where, you know how some women had to keep that calendar when we were like in junior high or whatever. I never kept a calendar, number one, but my cycle wouldn't fall on that same 28th day. I've always been irregular my whole life. So I would have a cycle between 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks every time. It doesn't, never was the same. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. But I don't feel it until it's literally coming. I'm gonna tell you, this is kind of scary. 2 ways I feel it. One, I go to the bathroom and I see the spotting and I'm like, whoo, I caught it. And if I don't catch it, the other way is I literally could feel it coming down, like I'm feeling it. Like, that's a lot. So because I don't have the cramping, the warnings, the bloating, I don't have the drama with it. I just have to like be in tune with myself. And no. In terms of the whole feeling about being close to your blood and the growth factor, it wasn't a growth factor for me at all. I mean, I really don't want to say you got to be like an earth mama to be in tune with your own natural body, but I mean, you know, beyond virginity, you are going to be in tune with your vagina and your essence and your juices and your everything that comes out of there, you know? So this is all part of it, you know? No, there's no odor unless you are just funky. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this is gross, but I'm here trying to educate and trying to share because I just think it's important. The bigger part of the important thing is not only just it just being the cool factor, it's just you save money. I bought it once. I have not bought anything else since regarding my cycle. Number two, the just like diapers for babies, the landfill and just the waste of these tampons and pads, the way they're making them, they will not biodegrade, never. Okay, what is in them will always be in the planet somewhere. The chemicals, the components by which it's made are all bad for the planet. Like if you're not into the whole MOONCUP, then the other alternative is like the rag pads or whatever. But I don't want to wash out no dirty rag and like old school. Like that's just not anything I'm interested in. But that's an alternative to a natural way of handling your cycle. And so I think MOONCUP is the best. It's easy. You don't have to wash out no bloody yuck. To me, that's gross. But I just think that it's awesome. I think, you know, it's also like if you are open to like the spirituality factor of it, some women who I know and who are in tune like this, they take their blood, and it depends on how your household is set up or how you're able to be discreet about it. But they take their blood out of their MOONCUP, either directly pouring it out or pouring it into another glass or something, and they go pour it out in the earth. They go pour it under a tree or that special plant, and they give their, what we call their ashe to the plant, to the earth. And doing so with their wishes and their praise and what have you. And, you know, that's another way to collect your blood for your spiritual juju, your magic, you know. And you know, depending on your culture and lifestyle, maybe that doesn't work for you, but that's totally an option, you know, for those who get it. And that is pretty much the gist of the MOONCUP. I will definitely give you links on how to order it. There's the website that I'll share with you has a lot of information on it too. And it's completely sanitary. It's completely safe. It's safer than tampons, which can lead to toxic shock syndrome, etc. The point of it being gross when you're out in public and being in a stall doesn't happen to me. When I go out and take care of business out in the street, I go to the bathroom to pee, and that's it. I don't do nothing else in no public bathroom, and most people don't that I know of, unless it's just an emergency. But, you know, going out in public is cool and groovy. Let me tell you how confident this thing makes me feel. How many of you wear white on your cycle? Okay, that's all I have to say, because I wear white on my cycle now, confidently, with the MOONCUP. So if you could wear white on your cycle, good, groovy for you, okay? Because I know too many of us who got the black underwear and the black pants and the dark jeans and everything, so that if anything happens, we're cool. But I wear and I have worn white with my MOONCUP with no insurance. In other words, no protective barriers. So that's it for me today. I just wanted to share. Let me know what you think. I think it is a completely awesome, healthy conversation for women to have, because Oh, I got to share this. Well, what I was going to say was because it is part of our life. It's a big part of our life, number one. The part where I wanted to share was, I think I was in a circle with women recently, and it's here in Puerto Rico, right here in the house. And this woman said, like, we were talking about going to the beach, and she said, oh, I got my cycle. And the other woman said, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, yay, it's your birthday. You know what I mean? Why? Because energy is real. And why are you women, goddesses, divas, so negative about the process which brings forth life into the world? This is part of the process. If you don't get pregnant, then this happens, okay? This is a part of our cycle. This is a part of our life. Do not downgrade it. It is a wonderful, beautiful process that we need to embrace. I think when I started thinking that way, because of course I used to hate it. I used to say, man, I can't wait till I have menopause, right? I don't feel that way. I'm good where I am. I enjoy my cycle. I even enjoy it more now because of the Moon Cup. I don't know why. Every month I'm like happy. I used to be miserable, honestly. I think it's a change of mind too. Change your mind and you change your life. The Moon Cup is something you should integrate into your life. And also you should integrate your cycle being what makes you a woman, what makes you a goddess, okay? Your cycle is divine, it's spiritual, it's scientific, it's awesome. And we really need to change the way we feel about our cycle, okay? We need to praise it. We need to give thanks, okay? I know women who don't have their cycle and they're miserable, okay? You guys are sexual goddesses and your cycle is a part of that process. So live up, you know? But anyway, I'm rambling. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm going to share the video for those who weren't able to be a part of it. Hopefully it answers some questions. If it's not for you, it's all good. It doesn't have to be for everyone. I think it is. I really do. But what I can say is it took me a long time to do it, to get one and to use it. And I wish I was brave and bold enough to do it 10 years ago. Number one, that's what I want to say. Don't waste time. Number two, don't knock it until you try it. Okay. Don't say, well, that's not for me. That's nasty. That mentality is what's killing the world. Okay. Someone is offering you something that's amazing for them. If it's not drugs, then try it. It's not a drug. It is a wonderful tool to enhance your life. So, and you can go swimming. There's another benefit. Anyway, have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Peace.